So I made a pillow fort for Riker because they were gone for 2 weeks. It's very, it's got little Christmas lights. It was really cute. Mm-hmm. It's being held up by 3 tripods and a light. Oh, wow. Set the mood. Hold on. Wow. Well, I gotta turn this light off, too. Look at that.
It's so cute.
It is so cute.
I almost cried. This is my bunny. We went on a Build-A-Bear date and made each other bunnies. Yeah. We dressed them up with clothes, but we took them off. But we kept the boxers online because Build-A-Bear had boxers. So
it's very cute.
It's really cute. But we got new planners for the new year. Hi, Tofu.
We got new planners for the new year, so we're going to plan out what we want to do for Smoke and Mirrors.
Yeah. So this is a brand called Passion Planner. They are a Southern California-based company. I was first introduced to them at San Diego Pride in 2019. So I got a planner. It's plain black, and we'll show you like closer up stuff of it too. And you got this one, which is an enchanted greenhouse. And then we got little like metallic tabs for like monthly to put into them. I got gold and got rose gold. But this planner is great. They donate a lot of proceeds to charity, and it has been the only planner that I have found over the years that like works with my level of ADHD and organization. They don't have a lot of like room or places to like write things. And I'm someone where I like to plan out like weeks at a time, not just like focus on a day, because I like to see everything in one glance. So their planners are super cool. I think they donate like planners or notebooks to like schools in need for everyone that's purchased. And I know when I was buying these, they had an awesome fundraiser where you got to choose an additional charity to donate to for like no extra cost. But love this company, have been using them for years, so have convinced Em to also get a planner from them with me.
Well, I'm excited because they have like a timeline on here.
But they have like a roadmap where you can kind of plan out like your next, 3 months, year, 3 years, lifetime, write out your goals, kind of create like a plan. You get like an entire 2-year calendar view, so even into 2025, and then you have a monthly calendar. And then it goes into like a weekly type of calendar with a like timetable, so you're able to kind of block out your time, as well as like a personal to-do list, work to-do lists, extra writing space. So I don't know, these planners are the only ones that work for me because I like being able to see how much time I have, how much time I'm spending on something. I can write out like my to-do list and plan it in, and then at the end of each month they have this cute little like monthly reflection where you get to kind of journal in it and actually write about like what was your most memorable part of the month, what are some lessons you've learned, and you kind of just get to do a monthly reflection.
Stickers.
It comes with stickers, yeah.
I didn't know they came with stickers. But they come with stickers. And they have gold. They're gold and shiny.
There's also a space in the back. There's a bunch of like blank pages and dot grids in the very back of it that you can like write additional notes. So if I like need a notebook but I don't have one, but I have my planner, there's plenty of like stuff for me to use to write in. So yeah, I have been loving this like specific company of planners for a couple years. I recommend them to everybody.
It's great. I'm excited. So, since we got our planners, I figured that we could plan out what we're going to do for Smoke and Mirrors. So, we have a video coming out on the 15th, and that's the first video that we've ever created on this channel.
Wow, that's a good one.
It's like the weekend before that. So, I figure we can plan out what we want to do. Because we can plan out when the videos go live, when we want to record things, and like, do we want to do live streams and stuff like that?
Oh, on Smoke and Mirrors?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down to do a Smoke and Mirrors live stream.
Yeah, because I want to do like art streams where we draw like spirits and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got a new drawing tablet for
It's like
Christmas.
this big.
It's a 24-inch. It's fantastic.
So I figure we could plan those things out. Because the next couple days we're going to be filming for Smoke and Mirrors so that we can catch up on things. But since we have our new planners, we can start setting them up and figuring out how we want to do like Smoke and Mirrors each week. So Mondays are the day we're planning on posting videos, and we're planning on posting them at 2:22 Eastern time, so 2:22 p.m. EST. So I like to write what to do at the top.
What color should I?
Purple.
Okay, I think it's purple.
Okay, so we normally do live streams on Thursdays for meddling mediums. So when do we want to do live streams for Smoke and Mirrors? Do we want to do one live stream a week, start off with that? Or do we want to do two and start off with that?
I feel like we should start with one.
Okay.
Things have been busy, and I have a lot of editing to do this next week.
Okay, so we want to start off with one. When are we doing that? You have more of a schedule than I do.
Yeah, I was like, can I put in my work schedule?
Yeah.
And then, because right now I'm like, there's so much time, and that's a lie. There's not. Oh, that's a shot right there.
A what? A shot. Oh. That's cute. No! It's dinner time! Okay, so the video is due here. My video's due here. So,
Yeah, because we stream Thursdays or if we wanted to, we could do Fridays. I was thinking either Tuesdays or Fridays. Or I think my Sundays are open now. Like,
is your Sundays are
yeah. So if we wanted to do like earlier in the day streams, we could do Saturday or Sunday.
And then when do we want to actually film vlogs? On a weekend?
Yeah, weekends are easiest because
Because I feel like at some point we could add another live stream to the weekend. We have a busy week. We have a busy week.
we have a really busy week.
So, we're about to do channel art for Smoke and Mirrors. We still need a profile image. We have the like banner done for YouTube. But the best lighting in the house is in our spare bathroom. Because of this. That you can, it's so washed out. So do you still want to do where we're like looking straight at the camera and then you take half of my face and then you have half of your face and we do like the weird reflective mirror thing?
Maybe, I don't know.
And we're just gonna take a whole bunch of pictures and we'll figure it out.
Probably.
Okay.
That's more likely.
Yeah, Riker did the banner, so you got ideas for this?
No.
No. Yeah, I also feel like we should try maybe like, I don't know. We could do
I was even thinking of like illustrating it, but I don't know.
illustrating what? What do you mean?
Our profile picture.
Oh, you're gonna illustrate our beautiful faces?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
So I might just take pictures of us for reference images and then illustrate it instead. 'Cause I feel like that would be cool.
Okay, the thing that I told you prior is I think it'd be cool to do some sort of like reflected mirror thing. So it'd be one side is reflecting me and the other side was reflecting you. But you found this like Pinterest post online and it was like one side was like dark and the other side was like light, kind of like a yin yang thing, which also makes sense with soulmate bullshit.
Yeah.
So white shirt, black shirt. So we're gonna try and see if we can do some channel art in said bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, so in today's vlog, we thought we'd talk about why we have decided to name the channel Smoke and Mirrors.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about something called primitive souls. And a primitive soul it's like the essence of your soul. So when you come in as a quote-unquote new soul, it is like your specialization. It's the like little ball of energy that makes up you in all of your lives. So that is your primitive soul. People also use the word like higher self. I feel
I
like
feel like
translate.
Yeah, I would say it's the equivalent of like your higher self. A lot of people talk about their higher self and achieving their higher self.
Yeah.
And that's at least my understanding of it, is that it's like pretty much like a one-to-one primitive soul, higher self.
But the way that I view it is all of us souls, different dimensions, that sort of thing, is a collective of energy. So think about it like we are the cells of a body. The cells of a body is a collective that makes up you. So each cell has like a different specialization. So for example, if we were a heart cell, we would be associated to the heart, and that would also associate it to the system, like the circulatory system in your body, and so on and so forth. It's different categorizations about what the cell specifically does. So that kind of relates to souls as well. So that's what I'm talking about when I say primitive soul. This is what your soul was created to do. So a lot of times, if you think about it in a body example, you create new cells that are called stem cells, and your stem cells, wherever it is near or close by, you're going to have a specialization to it. That cell will start specializing itself to whatever is around it. So when you incarnate, a lot of times you go into the like what people say of we are the universe experiencing itself. So if you are a soul that is associated to like life, for example, you're going to have different life experiences that are going to make you understand the essence of your soul. And that's the like primitive nature, the reason why your soul is existing, what you make up as a soul.
Yeah, and I feel like it's, at least from our experience, it's very easy to kind of figure that out through past lives. At least that's how we figured it out. Because in a lot of our past lives, there are like repeating experiences or themes that kind of tell the story of like what your primitive soul deals with. So for instance, we are death souls. So our past lives deal a lot with like death and different like aspects of death and time and things like that.
Yeah, the way I figured this out was I did a reading for someone. I did my first past life reading. And it was just weird because of this woman's past lives. I could see a trend going into each one of the lives. And my spirit guides explained to me this idea that I'm explaining to you guys, that her soul deals with language. So her soul basically lived all of these different lives trying to understand the concept of language. So for example, when they first started incarnating, they had a lot of masculine lives, and now they have more feminine lives, because back in the day, men had more of a voice than the women did. They had a lot of lives that traveled, a lot of lives all over the place, because that is how they can experience language as a person, soul, life, incarnation. That's like,
it's so cool. Like language, being like language as like your soul, like it's so cool.
So death soul is a big, like, it's kind of like the system of an organ system, so that would be the circulatory system, is a big overreaching idea of what souls do. So there's a huge group of people that would be associated to life cells, to death cells, etc., whatever. Our soul specifically, they explained it to us as like fire, a virus, that sort of thing. It's kind of like a wildfire. That's the best way that they can explain it to us.
Yeah, my guides explained it specifically with a wildfire, because how, in terms of like a wildfire, when wildfires spread, they burn out all of like the dead, the things that like you don't necessarily want, and it creates like nutrients that go back into the ground to create new life. So it's a disastrous thing, but it's like the end of a cycle that brings like new things forward.
we do that sort of thing. So it's similar to a wildfire, similar to a virus, that sort of thing.
Or if you're like into tarot, it's very similar to like the premise of the death card. The death card, people often are like scared of it because they think that it means actual death, but it's just like the end of a chapter, end of like a cycle or things.
So us specifically, I had an Akashic Records reading done. They told me that I was this little green ball and that I was the like behind the scenes or like the coding of fire. I was one of the beings that helped design the mechanics of fire, I guess, if you will. And Riker aren't you like the spirit of smoke? I feel like you're more of the like energy of smoke instead of like the physical result of it, right?
Yeah, I think it's like I'm like kind of like in between that, but it's just funny because the very first time you ever read my past lives, you told me that I had a spirit guide that was
me, the little green ball.
Yeah, so it's just funny.
Yeah, I told you were a space pirate that
stole from the Akashic.
Stole from the Akashic Records.
That's another story. We should go into that in another time because that's a whole thing.
Yeah, if you guys are interested in that, I was the little green ball that told you how to do it.
Yeah, but you deal with like the coding of fire, and I'm more of like the output of things. So I'm like the cause or like the reaction. Output that happens.
But you have a very like airy idea around your soul, where I'm very like bricks being put together, kind of like coding blocks being put together, very structured, logical, analytical, that sort of thing, where you're more fluid.
Yeah, my guides say that it allows me to pass through the blocks too.
Yeah! But we're what people refer to as soulmates. Our soulmate relationship on a soul level is I create the idea of fire, and the output of what I'm doing creates smoke. So that's why we have this kind of like push and pull sort of relationship, because we are the same body, but kind of like in a sort of opposite way. I don't know if that makes sense. It's same, but different.
Yeah, no, it makes sense to me.
It's like we're different in the way of two puzzle pieces fitting together. Both of these things need to come together in order for the flame to exist. So a lot of our lives or incarnations, like past lives, we deal with a lot of very traumatic cycles. So a lot of it is like we have lived a lot of crude lives and a lot of lives where we have been oppressed. But what's interesting is I feel like a lot of that is being used for like when we go on ghost hunts to help give understanding to people that have been in harsh situations. Because the places that are most haunted are usually the most traumatic.
Yeah, and a lot of the souls that are there that we've talked to in those places they really are just looking for people to listen and understand what they've gone through. So we went through a lot of like our past lives over like the summer together and like learned a lot about like how we are death souls and what that looks like and dealing with all of these traumatic things. And it allowed us to start giving understanding, like more in-depth understanding to the souls, which is like really cool.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, when they go ghost hunting, they kind of like lean into the fear-mongering and really like play up like the demons and the dark things, but there isn't, I don't know, a lot of the places that we've gone to aren't like that. A lot of it deals more with human souls that are like troubled or have had bad things happen to them that are like the cause of like them being there.
So our souls are kind of living that idea of what our soul's nature is. We are the idea of a virus. So we have a set of rules, but we also go against the standard. So the virus creates enough rules in order to enter the body and be able to affect the body the way that it does. But it is not the same set of rules that the body runs by, which is why eventually it affects the body in a certain way. So our souls, what we're supposed to do is we as souls make the collective question things. We break down different ideas and challenge the rules. So a lot of what we do in our lives now is honestly like flip death cards over for people.
Yeah. Give other people the death card or the tower card even. I feel like we
Yeah.
do that a lot.
Meaning the death card is something coming to an end in order to be reborn. We do that a lot in people's lives, especially with like this channel and stuff like that. We are very much causing people to think about things in a different light, especially the paranormal, like we were saying. So with all of that out of the way, Riker is the smoke, so that is the part of the smoke in Smoke and Mirrors. But what's weird, I still don't understand why everything is mirrors for me, because I've been trying to figure that out for a while, but for the longest time I've realized that I reflect people.
Well, I don't know. Someone is telling me that
I'm ready.
the reason everything is mirrored is because you are the coding of things.
Yeah.
So because you are like behind the scenes, you are looking at everything reversed because you created it. Everyone else is experiencing it sorry. I don't know. You're like looking, like if we're looking at the camera, like it's mirrored for us because we are looking at it, but it would be like you're behind the camera.
Sorry, they're telling me about viruses. Once a virus gets into a host body, it travels along the surface of the cells until its proteins begin to bind with receptors on the cells. The virus and the cells then fuse, allowing the DNA or RNA inside the virus to enter the cells where it begins to reproduce. So what they're telling me is a virus, its DNA has one strand. Usually DNA has two strands. So when the virus goes into the host body, it has to be able to mirror them enough in order to be able to bind to the cells.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know who told me that. Because they literally just showed me like a virus cell, and then they showed me the RNA inside the virus cell, and RNA is different than DNA because it's only one-sided. So it connects itself or zips itself into the host DNA cells, whatever it does.
Yeah. And also when we like say that, like they show us things like that, it's like signs and symbols for us to make us understand the topic or the thing that we are talking about. A lot of people think that when we say that we mean it like literally, that is like what is happening, but it's just a sign and symbol for an explanation, because that's how our mediumship works.
Yeah, so that's where the mirrors comes from in Smoke and Mirrors. So you do a lot of like the illusion stuff. Okay, they're like, you both do illusions.
We just do illusions in different ways.
Yeah. So I am the coding of things similar to the virus. That's why I understand the virus idea so much, is because literally a virus has to mirror the DNA of its host. That's why viruses don't work on different species of animals, because the DNA doesn't zip up correctly. So because of that, it's literally like putting a virus on a group mind thinking way, that sort of thing. We are able to change the way people are thinking, and that's a lot of times what our soul is doing. Does that make sense? That was a lot. That was like 15 minutes worth of talking.
This is gonna be a video.
But that is the idea of why we're Smoke and Mirrors. Riker is smoke, I am mirrors. When we come together, it makes it a lot easier to do that said thing, because again, we fit together like puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
So it's similar to the idea of the concept of illusions being done through smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, and a lot of the past lives that we've seen where we like are together, we tend to challenge people's like viewpoints of things a lot. So it's like individually we kind of, I don't know, they're explaining
that, but it's not
but
as
it's
powerful.
Yeah, it's not as powerful. But when we like end up together, and it's not even like we end up like we're romantic in every life. Like we've been sisters, we've been just like friends. Like it's been multiple kinds of relationships.
Yeah.
But we just end up like challenging people's like viewpoints of like what they like think is like normal to an extent.
Yeah, because we both speak in different ways, so it allows for people to be able, it allows for our voice to be louder. Because it's like the mirrors reflect like the smoke, so it makes for more reflections of that said illusion, so it makes it louder. That's what they're explaining to me. So, with all of that, we've been watching some crazy things on the internet lately.
Yeah.
And there is a huge controversy on Cody and Satori and how they are soulmates and how they are performing this weird paranormal, like, knocking method sort of thing. And we believe it, number one.
Yes.
And because of that, we're jealous because we're like, we're soulmates. Why can't we do that shit? So we're trying to figure out how to do said knocking method, but in our version.
Like, literally, the first time we watched Cody and Satori do their thing, our, like, guides and deities and everyone were like, you guys can do that too.
Well, it's just weird because they kind of remind me of us. Riker is the energy of smoke. I am the energy of mirrors. Because of that, we are going to try to do some crazy things, which is just I don't know. My spirit guides are not trolling me with this information because they're like, that's why you named this smoke and mirrors. And I'm like, because I don't know. I'm going to make this fucking knocking thing happen. But we're going to try to use those energies in order to make some weird paranormal thing happen.
Yeah, and I'm excited because it's super cool.
So, how do we want to try to do this? Do we want to do what we did in Twin City where you're under the Essos method? Do we want to have, like, a light or something here, like a flashlight, so that we can ask cool questions and get a, like, very obvious response?
Judgment.
Sorry, they're telling me where I need to sit within her energy. But it's kind of difficult. Because she fluctuates a lot when she's in a trance. Like she said, I kind of flatline. But she's kind of all over the place. So I have to, like, stick with where she's going.
There's a man over there. Did you see that?
Are they supposed to be looking for something?
Hi. Topics. There's a price.